I'm gonna talk about how to make your advertising much more effective through the right mediums. Stay tuned. So you know your customer, you know where they're at, but are you hitting every single medium in a full funnel strategy to maximize your advertising efforts, right? Are you hitting them on the number one consume platform that they use, the number two platform that they use, the number three, are they getting retargeted there? Are they coming back for a third time on the third most used platform, right? So are you using it in a full funnel strategy? My name is Sam Herrera. I want to walk you through some of these things that can help you convert better by having the right message to the right audience at the right platform, obviously at the right time. So let's ask where our customer is. Number one, are they on social media? If they're on social media, where, what do they consume and how do they consume? Are they on YouTube? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they on Meta? Are they on TikTok? Right? Like these platforms, they're gonna be needing different things, right? I got 5 seconds on a YouTube ad to hook somebody's attention, get the message across, and then I have an extra time for a pre-roll ad if I wanna extend that and have a nice quality message. This is really, really good to measure watch time. Or you can have different banners and different hooks and different text, kind of like Google on this. So again, how does my customer engage with this stuff? Super important to know, is it LinkedIn, right? It's a little bit more business professional. So maybe I'm just gonna hit a business professional. I'm gonna craft the message the same way, but I'm gonna deliver it in a totally different way based on where they're hitting at. Because a YouTube ad not necessarily would work on a Meta ad and vice versa, right? A TikTok ad, you got like 1 second to pull somebody in. 2 seconds, 1 second, you got to pull somebody in really hard. So it's, again, and is it in a way where it's native and it's being consumed the right way. So do they hang out on social media? What social media platforms are they using? How do they consume the content? And how can I kind of mimic my strategy towards something that's on brand but delivered in a way that's native to the platform? Number two, is it streaming? Are they on the streaming server? Do they binge watch? Do they binge watch? What do they watch? Netflix? Are they on Paramount? Are they on HBO? Like, what are these guys watching, right? Because it's gonna differentiate your message. It's gonna differentiate the way you package the message, right? Because if they're watching HBO, for example, that is what HBO is known for is the real good documentaries, the original content, and then the dramas, man. They got some good dramas on their stuff. They're pros, man. So how do we package a message like that that's going to resonate on a platform like that, right? If you're advertising, maybe it's a brand story, maybe it's a quick version, a commercial version of a brand story, and maybe it's kind of documentary style, maybe just to create intrigue. To get them curious, right? I'm used to watching stuff like that. I'm used to watching Game of Thrones drama and these cool documentaries about old sports players and all these kind of cool things. So where are these guys at? What are they doing? Is it Netflix? What are they consuming? Number three, TV. Are they watching TV? And if so, what are they watching, right? Are they watching news? Are they watching entertainment like a TMZ? Are they watching sports? Like, where are these guys at and how do they consume it? Again, this is all stuff you guys need to know to get the right message delivered in the right way, right? I'm saying all this because you're gonna have to have the message that you need to advertise to your people, but you're gonna have to present it in a different way, right? And then you like have a full funnel strategy to where these guys get hit once and then they get hit second and they get third, fourth, however many times they take for your typical customer to convert. That's how many times, that's how many ways you can flip this cat and skin this game. 4, blogs. Are they reading blogs? Maybe they just like to read. Maybe they just like to consume. This goes back to even magazines too. Magazines, any kind of articles. What are these guys, man? They read their context, right? Maybe it's Google News. They read Google News. They like to read the news through Google. Maybe they like to read different blogs, and maybe like whatever they're doing that they consume by reading. So how can I get my message in front of these guys, right? How do I get that message wrapped in the context of a blog or a magazine or some kind of written form to where it's, bam, it's nice. Right? Maybe it's a picture with ads displayed on a banner ad on a blog site. Maybe it's a magazine full on spread and you got, good engagement that way. Number 5, events. Are they going to events, man? Are they doing business events, or are they doing consumer events, or local small shop events where they come together? Are they at the farmers market, or do they come together for these type of events? Right, so you got to know that, because the way you can package the message is different at an event, right? Maybe you go to the event, maybe you sign up to speak at an event, or maybe you sponsor one of those events, okay? So again, how do I get my message wrapped in the right delivery medium, right? Because this is all about conversion, right? We want to be able to convert at a high rate, and we do that by maximizing the message on that's the right medium, right? Number 6, are they frequent flyers? Do they fly? Did you know you can advertise on an airplane? Right, you can advertise on an airplane. Do these guys get frequent? Are they frequent flyers? Right? Is my customer there? Right? Because you can do in-flight media, you can do flight magazines, you can do all kinds of stuff within an airline. So you can advertise there, right? And how does that fit into my strategy? You know, should that be the first touch point or the last touch point? Right? So these are the kind of questions that these are super helpful to understand. Where is my customer at? Right? Number 7, do they take the bus? Right? Silly question, right? Do they take the bus? But maybe I want to get in front of them with a bus billboard ad. Maybe I want an actual billboard ad, right? Because they're constantly traveling through main blocks down the road, right? They're on main streets going all the way down through a bus stop. So maybe I want to advertise on a bus, or maybe I advertise on a bus station or bus seat, bench. Maybe I want to advertise on a billboard on a main highway, right? What is the best way for my customer to consume that? When they're on the bus, are they even paying attention, right? Are they on their phones, or are they looking at the bus, right? Like, so how do they consume their stuff? Number 8, is it mail that's attractive to them? I know some people that only buy stuff from mail. They keep the mail flyers from the marketing campaign. They'll keep those and they'll put it in a little cupboard. And when they're ready, they will go ahead and call that number. They won't do any due diligence. They won't get multiple quotes. They won't do any other looking, but they want to work with that person because they gave them a mail flyer. They don't trust the internet. They don't want to do it. So like, again, where are my people at? Because I'm going to take the great messaging that we have and then I'm going to wrap it in these right mediums. Now, how do I pull this in a full funnel strategy? Understand the number one consumed thing that your customer does, right? If it's social media, that's your first touch point, right? Maybe that's your first and your second touch point. Is it streaming TV, right? Is it streaming TV? Because then we got CTV ads we can start banging out, right? We can get here. Is it a blog article? Because maybe that's Google ads, right? Is it magazines? That's actual print, online print, or offline print, or is it online Google ads? Right, you got events, maybe that's sponsorships, that's mentions, that's different ways to advertise there. Like I said, in-flight advertising, buses, billboards, mail, flyers. How am I going to communicate? Like, where's the best medium at? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the best medium and I'm going to say, so I'm going to do a YouTube ad, and this is going to be a YouTube ad. Then I'm going to retarget, because the second thing, he streams a lot. So I'm going to hit him on a YouTube ad, and then I'm going to do, no, he doesn't stream. That's too big. He does a blog, so I'm going to hit him on Google. And then after that, they're really, really frequent flyers. So I'm going to hit him with the flyer ad. In-flight entertainment ad. So he can see the same ad all over the place. So again, you had to start looking at, where is my customer consuming their advertising, where are they consuming the data or content, and then how often are they consuming it, and what is the order that they consume from least to most, from most to least to most. Where are these guys at? And then I'm gonna build a funnel strategy around that, number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna shoot different creatives for each one. Now we'll do, big productions for our advertising. We'll start with like a CTV ad, and then, or a YouTube ad. We'll start with that. And then we shoot a whole different one for Meta, right? So we got their attention, we pull them in, we got some brand awareness. Now we just pull them back to the social thing. So it's either gonna be, it could be Meta or it could be LinkedIn, right? They're gonna get banged probably on both of those, right? They see a CTV ad or a YouTube ad, and then they get banged on LinkedIn and Meta. Right, and then again, they're going to get like a call in the whole follow-up series. But again, I'm looking at our most consumed mediums here, right? The number one social platform is LinkedIn that they're on, right? For us, it's business to business. That's where a lot of the action's at, right? But they're still on Meta if we can get the data to actually retarget those specific people on Meta. It's hard to go cold on Meta because anybody can just transfer over to a business account and say that they're a business, right? When they're just an idea. So again, where's my people at, right? What do they do? And then I'm gonna craft the funnel strategy around that, because when we shoot, like I said, this big production is a big production, right? It's a memorable one. And then when we double back, we shoot native to Meta platform. So we're shooting in vertical and we're doing something that's still memorable, but in a way where it's kind of native to that platform, right? So again, I'm gonna be doing this thing totally, I'm shooting Meta ads and LinkedIn ads totally different from a CTV or YouTube ad. But again, they're native to each platform. Now, even between Meta and LinkedIn, that's a whole different packaging right there, right? I might even be I might do something in a hoodie in this one. But for LinkedIn, I might be dressed up in a suit and I might be speaking at an event, or I might do something like that, right? So it has to be native to the platform in a way where it can grab attention. Again, the messaging doesn't change, right? If you're looking at one demographic, the messaging doesn't change. We're just wrapping it in different packages, right? And all these mediums will help us package this thing the right way, right? You're gonna package, you're gonna do a birthday present a lot different from a Christmas present, right? So it's just different ways. You gotta look at it like that. Where are my people at? What are they consuming the most? What are the top 3, top 4? And then how do I build a funnel strategy around that? And then how do I shoot content or even just create content? It doesn't have to be a video, it could be a picture. Or, right? So how do they consume, especially for the guys on the blogs and the magazines? That's all picture-based with messaging. So maybe that's the first medium you're at. So in that case, I would do a big old, I would do a banner ad thing, and I would do a magazine spread, right? So if a magazine they subscribe to, and then I'm hitting them with the banner ad on Google, or maybe I'm just hitting them with the banner ad and then coming back to their second piece, which is whatever, right? Maybe social media. Maybe they're on TikTok or Meta. So I'm gonna come back, but I'm gonna hit them with where they're native at, right? And vice versa, you can flip these in different ways, right? So maybe you take the number 2 most consumed, and then you hit them there first. And then you hit them with the number 1. However you want to, but again, we're always testing. Advertising is always about testing. Can I get my dollar leaner, right? Can I reach more for the same amount of spend? And can I reach more for even less spend, right? Can I get more exposure for what I'm doing already? So again, I hope this was super helpful. Again, if you need help with the video concepts, video construction of all this stuff, you know where to call, 415-888-9658, or link in the description.